Discover Hunter is still a pretty top tier deck, especially if you know how to play it, so in this video I'm gonna give you a quick guide about it, talk about mulligans, win rates, and things you could be expecting out of this deck with and against it, so I hope you find it helpful, and if you do, a like and subscribe would be great. But now, let's check out the deck guide.
You are not prepared!
Here's the list I used, and I gotta say I did not have too much success with it, not gonna lie. We actually lost plenty with this one, but for a lot of the games I think I was to blame for sure. Others, I think the game kinda really didn't like us for a certain amount of time, but it is what it is. Anyway, what does Discover Hunter try to do? Technically a lot of things, but the main one would be the OTK with things like Grifta, with the 6 damage for the opponent's face, and doubling it up with things like Neri of the Crater, or doubling it up with things like Tidepool Pupil, thanks to Rengari Scout, or a combination of all of those. Especially if you're against something like a Warrior or Death Knight. Technically speaking though, you could be doubling up a lot of other things, like the Mixologist potion could give you something like +2 health, or free damage again, which would be an amazing thing again to be doubling up with things like Neri of the Crater, thanks to things like extra alien encounters on the board. Like, you could be doing some pretty nasty things, as you're gonna see in one of the games where we still did lose, but it was a very great example of what you could be doing with a deck like this, and it shows that you don't always just gotta kill the opponent with face damage. Sometimes you could actually build an unkillable board for some opponents and they can't really go through it. We also have the Sylvanas sisters with here, and I gotta say Ranger General Sylvanas could be absolutely busted, especially if you bounce her a couple of times with Brewmaster. She literally could be 18 damage for the board and the opponent's face, which is kinda unfair, not gonna lie. And we have Incendious in here, which could be another interesting thing you could be doing for a little bit of extra damage and board control. Going through the cards, we have a couple of Arcane Shots, which is a great way to actually double up damage for the opponent's face with things like Neri of the Crater later. The Glacial Shard is also pretty decent, so you can actually freeze some opponent's stuff. It's also 1-mana minion, so technically speaking you could double up the stats of it with Neri of the Crater. The Rengari Scout can also be pretty busted, and if you really need to get good stuff out of this guy twice, usually you don't really use it with Grifta, but instead you could be using it with the Tidepool Pupil, and this way you know for a fact what you will be doubling up, so that way you get to actually secure yourself, because if you play Rengari Scout into Grifta and he doesn't even give you the 6 damage, well, that wasn't really great now, was it? So be smart about when you use the Rengari Scout. Sometimes you even use both Rengari Scouts when you know the Tidepool Pupil is coming, and that way you're gonna load yourself with a lot of extra 6 damage, or at least 3 damage from the Mixologist and whatnot. Tracking is also great in here, which also again doubles up with the Scout. That also discounts your alien encounters. But this deck is very skill testing. Like, a lot of the times there's gonna be plenty of decisions with this one, with things like tracking, or with tracking from the hero power from Niall. Like, no wonder this deck doesn't do that great in Diamond to Legend, but it excels in Top Legend. You really need to know what you're looking for against certain matchups, and the game is gonna give you a lot of choices, so there's that. The Wound Prey can be great to control the board, and it's again a spell you could be doubling with Neri, but it's not gonna be too OP. The Bird Watching helps you fish out the important cards like Niall, like Sylvanas, like Grifta, or in some cases Rengari Scout or Tidepool Pupil, and if you do have Rengari Scout you will be getting 2 of those, but a lot of times you're not really gonna be using it that way. The Parrot Sanctuary could be amazing, giving you a lot of extra discount. Like, playing this on turn 2 is gonna allow you to cheat out extra mana on. Like, playing this early is gonna allow you to cheat 3 extra mana later on with your Battlecry minions, so that can be pretty busted. The Tidepool Pupils, you gotta be really smart what these guys see. If you cannot really save them long enough for them to see 6 damage out of Grifta, at least show them something like Arcane Shot or Alien Encounters, or free damage out of Mixologist would also be pretty good. But be mindful about these guys, because if you load them up with 3 useless spells, well, you kind of broke the card. The UFO Brewmaster could be amazingly good for you with things like Ranger Sylvanas, with Grifta if he misses the first shot, heck, even with Incendious in certain cases. So again, there's plenty of decisions to be made with this one. Niall on curve is going to be great for you. Mixologist, you could be going for 3 damage, for 2 damage AoE, which also damages your stuff. You could also go for +2 health, for card draw, for freeze, for armor. The Revive a minion, or get yourself a demon or a 2/2 on the board definitely ain't great, but it's also options you could be getting. And don't forget, this guy does not discover the potion, so don't waste your Rengari Scout with it. He crafts it, so it's not gonna get doubled up that way, but the potion you get out of them will be getting doubled up with the Tidepool Pupil, let's say, if you discover it from there, and it also is gonna get doubled up out of Neri of the Crater. Neri, in some matchups, you could literally tempo out this guy, and a lot of opponents will not be able to handle him that early, and that could be a great way to actually win some games, because if you got yourself, let's say, the +2 health out of Mixologist, you got got yourself 1 mana alien encounters. Well, on turn 3 you play this, and on turn 4 you could play 1 mana alien encounters. That fills the board with 4 2/4s, and you give them +4 health each, and suddenly you have a 2/9 and a bunch of 2/8 taunts. Who the hell can handle that? Not very many. We have a single copy of Parallax Cannon in here, with which you could be chipping out a lot of extra damage for the opponent's face. You are gonna be discovering basically each turn if things go well for you, and using the spell burst for immunity on one turn could be interesting, but usually you could be going just face with this thing. Ranger Captain Illyria could be decent for you. She does discover maybe even 2 times for you, so you can actually discount your alien encounters even further, and she is a great thing to be getting, even though a lot of times the spells you discover out of her would be a little bit too expensive for your liking. It could be giving you some interesting stuff. Sylvanas would be amazing, especially if you empowered her a few times, but even as just 2 damage AoE, if played early on a wide, cheap board, could be pretty devastating for some opponents. And Verisa is honestly not that amazing, so you will be pretty happy playing her first. If you notice, your minions are not exactly meant to be super amazing on the board either way, so giving them +1 or +2 really isn't gonna change all that much, but playing Verisa just for the sake of the other sisters being better would be a very good idea. Grifta is also pretty awesome in here. He could literally be your win condition against Death Knights, mages, druids, warriors, that kind of stuff, basically people that gain way too much health and armor. And if you get the 6 damage out of him, that would be very easy for you to actually OTK with the help of Neri of the Creator, with Tidepool Pupil, and with Rangari Scouts. That way you could be getting yourself so much extra damage as long as you have the mana. Technically speaking, you could also be discovering the Steel minion with this guy. That can be a pretty good way to kill some opponents if they're not careful against you. And the discount can also be pretty interesting. That way you could discount your hand very, very low and get to do a lot of things a lot sooner than you're supposed to. The alien encounters are a great line of defense against so many matchups, and you could be using them aggressively if you buff them as well. And a lot of opponents can't really handle a wide board with 2/4s that early, so that can be great. And last but not least, we have Incendius, which is a little bit on the wonky side. Honestly, I'm not sure if he really is worth it in this deck, especially given the fact we don't even have Elise in here, so we don't care about the 7-drop. But on some matchups, he could be interesting, so keep that in mind. For the matchups, we don't have too much stats on this particular list, and none of them are actually looking very great right now, which is kind of weird. From Diamond to Legend, at least you're going to be great against Demon Hunters, Rafan Warlocks if you manage to find some, but everything else is a little bit on the negative side, and given how hard the deck is to actually pilot, it might not be the best option for a lot of people, but the deck still is very good, guys. Especially in Top Legend, people are still abusing it quite a lot, but we're not going to have too great aggregated stats for something like this, but still, look at this. 3 different Discover Hunters doing pretty well in Top 1000 Legend for the last 3 days, so that does say a lot. And different people here and there have insane stats, something like 20 wins, 5 losses if you go to Donkey, and there you're gonna see some pretty insane results indeed. For the mulligan going first, Exarch Niall is always gonna be OP, Verisa is a great pick, tracking for turn 1 is nice, bird watching is okay, Ranger Illyria is also pretty nice, the location, heck even Sylvanas straight out. Rangari Scout is not something I would hold on to early on, Mixologist can be okay, and depending on the matchup, Wound Prey might also make some sense, the rest probably not so much. On the coin, again, try to find the good free drops like Niall, Verisa, Sylvanas and Illyria. The location, the bird watching, the tracking, again, would not hold on to the Ranger Scouts, Mixologist is good, and here Wound Prey makes a lot more sense. That's about it for the deck, not the cheapest out of the lot, but like I said, you could try it without Incendius, and you're still probably gonna get similar results. Hope you found the guide helpful, and if you did, a like and subscribe would be great, but now let's check out some of my games on my road further away from Top 1000 Legend, but hey, it's still valuable gameplay. Hope you enjoy. Sariel. Against Dick. We're definitely not suffering from not having Exarch Niall, that's for sure. Think I'm gonna hold on to these. But we're climbing in the wrong direction. No Asera animation. Bit odd in it. Don't want my pupil to be seeing all of this crap early. Maybe going for Grifta was not a bad idea, maybe to show a dead shit. Against this guy, I might be in need of a lot of damage. Him running Creature of Madness leans towards him being Control Leech Def 90.
Lush wilds and clear skies. This could be our home. One more death can't hurt.
No Elise. Could kill it with this right now. Might as well.
I remember this place well.
Uh-oh. Poopy. Nice deck building you did there, bud. You built it yourself, huh? Is that how it went? You built that shit yourself, huh? Enjoy that at least, my guy. Fucking hell. Happens to the best of us. Uh-oh. Poopy. Okay, we got the damage.
Inhospitable.
He built it himself. A legend, by the way. Wonder what he decided to cut. It's a fucking Death Knight, bro. You thought Shaladrasil wasn't that worth it, did ya? Uh-oh. Took it out for a spin, but he made it better, guys. He's not one of those plebs just copy-pasting a deck. He makes it better first. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, Chief. A steggy boy. He is of the steggy kind. I could play awkwardly against this guy. It's a really bad idea to be doing Rengari Scouts on the Grifta, though. Even if we get the 6 damage, which we didn't. Well, I'm just gonna... First I'm gonna do this, because I want that in the what's-his-face. Maybe it was still a better idea to do it the other way around. I don't have a way to kill this shit off. If I don't kill it like that, I mean. Okay, next turn we fuck him up. Poor bastard. Yeah. Back to building, man. Back to his collection. If I add him as a friend right now, he'd be in his collection right about now, ain't he? Happens to the best of us, guys. Hilarious.
Welcome to my end.
How's it going, Sabrium?
My fury.
Let the hunt begin.
Welcome, welcome. Not a rogue. A lot of rogues out there today. Them's a lot of rogues out there. I did get a comment recently, why do you have Elise in this deck? It's not even active. I'm like, it's active in mine. Build yours better, bro. It's active in mine. What do you mean it's not active? I'm actually gonna coin her out so next time we can Niall. It was under a Ravenous Demon Hunter video. At least it's not even active, bro. It is in mine. Well, killing that wouldn't have been a bad idea, but I think it's fine.
Lush wilds and clear skies. This could be our home.
Let's push the tempo a wee bit. He could be equipping the weapon for discard draw 2 shit. Surely he has Shadow Step in there to be playing that. Surely. He's fucking doing it again. Well, he definitely played a lot. Yes, he's dropping the 0 mana shit. Turn free, by the way. Did he do it? Did he do it? Did he do it twice is the real question. Okay. Could have been worse. This one's fucky though.
Sick in a stud.
Fascinating behavior. That was dumb. That's dumb, innit? At least he only had a single everything must go. Bunch of asses. Should I do it with the pew pew?
An interesting thought.
Could do it next turn with the pew pew. Let's just do this for now. This matchup's gonna be rough, isn't it? Not very versed in this matchup. It's been a while since I played Discover Huntered. But us not having too much healing should be rough. So 50-50 according to the stats. Here you say. That's kind of cute. I can actually do this then. That was kind of a turn now, wasn't it? Quite a turn of events. Except the balls deep. This Neri living is gonna be kind of cool.
Quickly.
I'll do it like this.
This could belong to a brand new species.
I found a sea urchin.
Hidden finding.
Still want to kill this though. Still want to kill this too. If I didn't know any better, I think got him. Emotional damage. If he draws all them eruptions, that'd be awfully fucked. Miss me with that shit. Doesn't miss me with that shit. Fuck. Fuck me sideways, man. He got every single one of them. I mean, I guess he drew his entire deck. Why wouldn't he? Fucking hell. Close. Man just drew way too much way too early. Close indeed. Against the mage. A lot of armor on mages. If we allow them to.
Will be the end of you. Let the hunt begin.
Okay, we can track. Found her.
Reality woven.
Is a resave and worth playing here? I think I'll grab Mixologist for now. Making my minions bigger is only makes his armor gain more. Feels like a lot of people don't know how to play it, and feels like I don't either, huh? It's a very, very skill testing deck, that's for sure, because you literally get to discover each freaking turn, so if you don't know what you're looking for, of course the deck's not gonna working as ideal.
Clear skies. This could be our home.
Piss.
Shaking a stud.
Inhospitable.
So that's how it's gonna be, is it? The fuck? She's a dragon mage. Dragon arcane mage. Okay.
Something to consider.
I'm just gonna use Dren now.
Time is short.
Something like that. Hell. Gonna straight up do it without the scouts on. There you frickin' go. And now we get the double discover when we know when we want to double discover. I should have used the location first though. Not even sure I care about discovering right now. Let's just do this. Should be easy now. Gotta find me enough spells though. Maybe I should have discovered last turn. Don't have that many spells left, but we still have a few. Might be in the danger zone here. Another spell. Could also just use the amulet right now and next turn fuck him up. Yeah, I'm gonna. Next turn we have the pupil active. Only way we're getting fucked here is he has another dirty rat and he lands on either of these, honestly, would fuck me over. Gaining an obscene amount of armor would also not help me much. Dying would also not be super cash money for me. I will need to touch his mouth anyway, so start off with that. Explosive Rune and Counterspell don't help me. There's Neri. Do I have enough mana with Neri right now? I don't think I do. Could just pick Sylvanas. Hold up. Isn't this enough?
Sisters, my arrows shall strike down our foes.
It's not enough right now, is it? Not enough mana.
Time is short.
These could belong to
Still do this though. We ain't dead, he dead. Does have the coin. And 0 mana. It's kinda fucky. Wasn't it lethal if I picked Brewmaster there? It was, wasn't it?
All are nourished from the
I think it was 2 damage off lethal actually, because we did deal 2 damage thanks to Sylvanas.
Reality.
That ain't it, son. Oh shit, that gives him a lot of
all are nourished.
mana back. Well, not that much. It's kind of an interesting play, I guess. Come on, son. Figured it out. But yeah, I think it was 2 off lethal there. With the brew. And also would have cost me more HP, so I don't know.